Robert F. Kennedy Jr., HHS Secretary, and Kevin Stitt, Governor of the great state of Oklahoma. Great to see you both, gentlemen. Secretary, first I'll begin with you. How is it going, and what is the response like? I get what the companies are doing, but what are Americans telling you about this?
Well, you know, I love what Dr. Mark Siegel just said. We're getting this extraordinary outpouring of cooperation, and it's, without regulation, without having to do that. These companies are standing up. We had Nestle's this week. We had ConAgra. I'm getting rid of food dyes. We've had Kraft, the biggest food company, that has also pledged to do that. Tyson's Food has already gotten rid of all of its dyes. And then, we've got little companies like Steak and Shake and many of the fast food companies that have now pledged to get seed oils out and go back to beef tallow-fat. So, and then the insurance companies have now come to the table and agreed to get rid of most of their prior authorizations, which is going to change the lives of hundreds of millions of Americans. And the great thing about it is that, we have not had to regulate. We have not had to drop that hammer. We're getting this extraordinary outpouring of enthusiasm and cooperation. And Governor Kevin Stitt is a template for what's happening at the state level. We've had I think we've had 20 states now that are moving towards SNAP waivers and are getting rid of fluoride or are banning bell-to-bell cell phones in schools, and it's very, very gratifying.
Yeah, the cell phone in particularly, that issue is really spreading even to some blue areas, blue states like mine of New Jersey. Both my kids have experienced that in school this year and last year. Governor Stitt, talk to me about being one of those states where the secretary at the HHS can come in and you partner together. Is that coming from hearing from your constituents? What's driving it?
Yeah, I think so. I think, most Americans, definitely all Oklahoma, really wants this Make America Healthy Again movement. And so we want Oklahomans to be healthy. If you look at childhood obesity, it's 1 out of every 3 kids in the U.S. Oklahoma is no different. So what can we do to improve that health? And so I've got a request on the SNAP waiver request right now on the USDA's desk to remove soda, confectionery foods, candy from being able to be used for SNAP benefits. So that's one thing. And then I'm signing an executive order today to make sure that the food we feed kids in schools and also prisons, any state-sponsored food, we eliminate any kind of artificial dyes. So we're excited about that. And then my Department of Health, I'm removing the recommendation for fluoride in the water across all the municipalities. So we're just kind of following his lead, and we're thinking about how do we make Oklahomans healthy again. And we're so excited that Secretary Kennedy is here in Oklahoma with us today.
Particularly with the issue of fluoride, Secretary, what has been the response from dentists in America who may be concerned that some children in lower incomes in particular don't get those regular dental preventative type situations where they can go in and get their teeth more indemnified and treated against cavities?
Well, people will still get indemnified for it to the extent that they're already indemnified. But, it is an issue. It's a balance. You're going to see probably slightly more cavities, although in Europe, where they banned fluoride, they did not see an uptick in cavities. The issue is parents need to decide, because the science is very clear on fluoride. The National Toxicity Program issued a report, a meta-review of all the science on it in August that said there's a direct inverse correlation between the amount of fluoride in your water and your loss of IQ. So even small increments of fluoride cause loss of IQ, and particularly in babies, in neonates, and in pre-birth, if the mother's exposed. And those children are getting no benefit because they don't have teeth. So, and it really should be up to the parents. We have fluoride available. Fluoride made a lot of sense in the 1940s, but today we have fluoride in our toothpaste. We have it available in mouthwash. You can get it. The benefit is topical. There's no systemic benefits for it. So when you drink it, it's not giving you an additional benefit. So it makes sense, and it ought to be up to the parents. The government shouldn't be saying you should take a neurotoxin. And there's all other kinds of other bad impacts from fluoride. Fluoride, it reduces bone density, and it calcifies your thyroid. 1 out of every 8 women in this country have thyroid problems now. Oh, the balance, when on balance, is probably something that we want to leave to the individual rather than have the state mandated.
That is the most complete and usable answer, and I'm a little bit, maybe leaning into what you're saying because I'm a mom.
That was good.
But that was amazing, and it answered a whole lot. And when you get to that thyroid issue, especially among some women of color, it's a big deal because we tend to have that quite often. I want to get to this. Secretary, you are also encouraging Americans to use wearable tech to track their health. And particularly obesity. And some of it looks great, by the way. We've got this up on the screen, but you're saying it's not what it looks like, it's what it does.
Well, yeah, I mean, it puts the individual in charge of their own health. I have a friend who, I have many friends who have worn glucose meters and have lost their diabetes diagnoses because of that. Because they're able to you might go and buy a yogurt and think this is healthy for me, and then you watch your glucose spike and you think, I got to go to a different kind of yogurt. I have a good friend who, because he was wearing a glucose meter, he saw that if he ate a dessert, his glucose would spike off the roof.
Yeah.
If he ate a steak or a piece of meat, protein, and then ate the dessert, there was no glucose spike. So you can start understanding your own health, understanding as you chew your food, the glucose meter is registering what it's doing to your body. And that kind of information puts individuals in charge of their own health, and it improves their understanding of what food is actually doing to their bodies, and that's really critical.
Governor Stitt, I'll give the last question to you about the event today. Just spell it out for us and what the goal is on this day of conversation, not just with Oklahoma, but with people across America.
Well, we're really excited. It's going to be here in our rotunda here at the state capitol in MOHA movement, which is Make Oklahoma Healthy Again. We're launching today, and we've got moms and kids and legislators and my cabinet from all over the state that are here to celebrate and to welcome Secretary Kennedy into town. And really, it's food is medicine, and some of the things that the Secretary was articulating. How do we make Oklahoma healthy again? How do we bring awareness? And I love what you said, Secretary, that, hey, let's just put the individual in charge of what they're going to do with their children and how much fluoride. And so those are the things we're going to talk about. And also, we're going to go out and check out my garden. I love gardening, and I've been posting that. And so we may do some other contests around the state. And I run the Memorial Marathon every year with a relay team. So really just trying to promote health and wellness and fitness. And when you do that, yeah, from that perspective.
Elicited a smile and a chuckle out of the Secretary when you talked about liking gardening. Look, Secretary, you hit a couple of things today, and I hope people we'll replay this again on our social media, but you talked about diabetes, you talked about obesity, you talked about the chronic illness that now we're seeing in younger generations of people. So I thank you for that level of detail. Thank you to you both for being in focus today.
Thank you very much, Harris.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a great event.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.